Hello. It's been a bit since my former sort of blog. All the other videos have been ASMR, I guess you can say, quote unquote. I was just really testing out some variants of content. I want to sort of alter it about a bit, so it's not just these little esoteric rants and tirades I go on. Anyway, I will persist with the ASMR videos if you want to watch them. I mean, up to you really. Anyway, off kilter. Today's topic is going to be how to deal with the situation where a dog is arriving at the conclusion of his tenure, really. You know, he's going to be euthanised. We'll just say it tractably there. Now, I've had some experience with this. It's not like one of my parents is a vet or anything. It's just, over my life, I have visualised 4 dogs perish. You know, due to just the owners select, you know what, it's just their time. You know, they've arrived, their organs are failing, or their legs give way, and really piteous thing to visualise. However, the thing is, at the end of the day, it is your decision whether you want to euthanise him or not. It really depends on what their state is and if there's medication for it. Because, I mean, if the dog has like a poorly stomach and he's a bit elderly, you can medicate that, you know. You can do organ transplant if you have to do it. I mean, it's extortionate. However, if you adore the dog, then it should be an option that's on the table for you. However, when euthanising a dog, you've really got to select one of the most mature and optimal locations to do it. Now with COVID and everything, they're doing it within the parking lot. Well, I understand it's not necessarily dignified, it's not as palatable as you want it to be. However, sometimes it just shifts to desperate levels, you know, and it'll feel weird when he's just being executed in the back of your car. So, tip number 1 is I would wait. If, you know, you have time, wait until COVID is... Well, wait until the rules have been sort of alleviated a bit placated, so you can actually go within the vet and do it there where nobody's glaring at you. It's not that it's a blunder, it's just, if you have the time, I would wait. We don't at the minute. We have a dog that's literally going to be euthanised on Friday, which is really, really sad because, I mean, literally just yesterday he just collapsed, really. His whole body just got really flaccid. You know, he can barely walk now. He just turns left. Whenever he's walking, he just veers off to the left incessantly. I mean, I believe he had a stroke within the night. I mean, he's drooling a plethora now, and he's not really that fit, so that may be what it is. Which, again, is a really piteous thing to visualise. However, what can you do? Number 2. Now, this is when it's actually been done, and it's to sit down at your table. I mean, you're bound to be within a bit of a state, especially if you adored the old Yeller. Sorry, I mean, this is a serious video, I really shouldn't be joking. However, what you really want to do is just sit down to a mug of tea or a hot chocolate or something, like a Horlicks, and what you've got to do is just think it over. Think over what your plan's going to be now, because, you know, you just really sent one of your companions to the gates of heaven. I don't reckon they're there, however they may be, I don't know. And it's going to feel weird for the initial couple of days. I mean, I've done it like 4 times it's occurred to me, and it's felt really weird not visualising them, and the audio of their footsteps plodding around the house, and, you know, it's just going to be real weird, especially if you live marooned, like you don't have a kid or a wife or something. It's going to feel like you've killed half the household, and now you're just sitting here with the air through your hair, and that's it. You know, the dog really does add to the household, so when you've done that, just sit down and placate yourself. And I would say give it a couple months, feasibly like half a year, until you procure another dog or, you know, purchase another puppy, because you have to really permit the dust to settle until you purchase another one. Because letting the dust settle really does set you within the correct comportment for you not to be so addled when you purchase another dog and brood over your dog that you just euthanized, you know. It does linger about the emotions of it for a bit. I've had it where my family, like my mother and father, have been really addled by it, and they just, especially my mother, she just bursts into tears sometimes over our dog because she really loved him, you know. She had a proper companionship, and she has like the optimal companionship with the one that's going to the vets on Friday, which is going to be a nightmare, because especially when it's other family members that are having an ailing time with it, you can't calm them down. You can't do it, man. I've tested thousands of times. It just brings more emotions to the surface. So what you've really got to do is just, if that's what's going on, just don't discuss it. Just leave it out of conversation. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with a mental breakdown, and that really does addle everybody around. And you can do without it, especially when the family already has animosity with themselves over euthanizing the dog, you know. And I sound like a preachy twat by saying this, however. Just do it for who you love, you know. I mean, especially with our dog now, he's really bringing the morale of the family down, so what we've got to do is just send him away. I mean, we have no choice really with this one. He's down the well now, and it's not even 4 days and he'll be gone, which is, let's say, I'm emotional. However, I'm not the one to sort of cry over it, because I just accept that we're all going to end up redolent of them one day, you know, and we can't be all addled over it, because, well, if we were within their situation, they wouldn't cry over it, you know, they'd be all palatable. I mean, of course they'd be sad, you know, any animal's comportment to be morose over a family member perishing. However, they wouldn't be crying over it. Yeah. Anyway, this is just, you know, just some tips for you, because I know this is the sort of thing that's occurring ubiquitously now, you know. Well, it's been occurring for years and years and years. However, now within lockdown, things are tougher upon euthanasia and sending your dog to the vets, because, I mean, it's not that it's undignified, it's just that it's a bit weird, you know, hauling you out and lugging him into the back of the car and euthanizing him there while everybody's bloody glaring away. I don't know, it should be more of a private matter. Sorry, I mean, that's just how it is for me now.